Imagine you are driving a truck or working on a generator. Everything is normal. The engine hums. The oil pressure is good. Then the RPMs tick up. You didn't press the gas pedal. You lift your foot, but the engine gets louder. It starts to rev. You panic. You turn the key to off. You pull the key out of the ignition. And then the horror sets in. The engine doesn't stop. It gets louder. It begins to scream, a high-pitched demonic howl that shakes the ground. This is a diesel runaway. It is the most terrifying phenomenon in mechanical engineering. It is the moment a machine decides to kill itself. To understand why this happens, you have to understand the difference between your car and a diesel beast. A gas engine needs a spark plug to fire. If you cut the electricity, the spark dies and the engine stops. It obeys the key. A diesel engine doesn't need a spark. It runs on pure compression. It squeezes air until it gets so hot that any fuel instantly explodes. Usually, the fuel is diesel, but a diesel engine isn't picky. It will burn anything combustible, including its own blood. In a runaway, a seal fails. Turbo seals, piston rings, something breaks, and the engine oil leaks into the combustion chamber. Suddenly, the engine has a new fuel source. It starts burning the oil that is supposed to lubricate it. The faster the engine spins, the more oil pressure it builds. The more pressure, the more oil it sprays into the fire. The more fuel it gets, the faster it spins. It feeds itself. It revs past 3,000 RPM, past 5,000, past the manufacturing limits. You can cut the fuel line. It doesn't matter. It's not running on diesel anymore. It's cannibalizing itself. You can pull the battery. It doesn't matter. It doesn't need electricity. It only needs air and oil. The sound is deafening. Witnesses describe it as a jet engine taking off inside a garage, a mechanical scream of absolute agony. Thick, blinding white smoke pours out of the exhaust. This is unburned oil. It creates a fog of war around the dying machine. At this point, you have two choices, and you have about 10 seconds to make them. Choice 1. You run. You get as far away as possible because that engine is now a ticking bomb. You fight the beast. You try to choke it out. You have to cut off its air supply. Some brave mechanics try to plug the air intake with a block of wood or a shirt. They are trying to suffocate the fire. But be careful. The suction is so powerful it can pull your hand inside. It can suck a rag into the valves and destroy everything instantly. If you use a CO2 fire extinguisher, you might freeze the intake and stop it. But if you miss, you just stand back and watch it die. If you can't stop it, the physics take over. The pistons are moving so fast, they start to float. The valves can't close in time. The pistons smash into them. Metal hits metal at supersonic speeds. The heat becomes uncontrollable. The oil isn't lubricating anymore. It's burning. The bearings melt. The connecting rods, the steel arms holding the pistons, are subjected to forces they were never designed to hold. And then comes the climax, the leg out of bed. A connecting rod snaps. It is thrown outward with the force of a cannonball. It punches a hole right through the cast iron engine block. This is the death rattle. The engine literally tears itself apart from the inside out to escape its own speed. It happens on highways, it happens on boats, it happens to massive generators. No diesel engine is safe from a seal failure. The scariest part? It can happen in an instant. 1 minute, you are cruising. The next, you are riding a rocket you cannot steer. Mechanics call it the runaway. It is the only time a machine feels truly alive and truly angry. The energy release is terrifying. A 500 horsepower engine in a runaway state can produce triple that power for a few seconds before it dies. It consumes its entire oil supply in minutes. It runs dry, it runs hot, it runs until physics says stop. I have seen grown men cry watching their trucks do this, not because of the money, but because of the violence. It feels personal. It feels like the machine you took care of has betrayed you. So, what did we learn? Maintenance matters. A $10 seal can destroy a $20,000 engine. If you ever hear that RPM rise, if you ever feel the pedal go dead but the speed increase, don't bother with the key. The key is a lie. Stop the air. If you can't stop the air, run. Because a diesel runaway doesn't negotiate, it screams until it dies. It is a reminder that we contain explosions for a living, and sometimes the explosions get out. The beast is usually tamed, but it is never truly domesticated. Respect the machine, or it will eat itself.